Hello everyone, welcome back to a quick Doctor Who news roundup, probably my final news roundup of the year as things are quietening down for Christmas and I've got things to do and everyone else does, so yeah. But we've got a couple of things to go over, so we're going to do that today. Also, if you enjoy Doctor Who content and you want to see more like it, feel free to subscribe. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers as quickly as possible, so any support would be greatly appreciated on that front. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram if you'd like to follow those, the link will be in the description below. But with that said, let's get into the video. So the first little interesting piece of news is that we seem to have had a leaked director for Series 14. Millie Gibson's CV was recently updated and seems to imply that Mark Tonderay will be a director on Series 14. So for those of you who perhaps aren't aware who Mark Tonderay is, he directed both Rosa and the Ghost Monument, so a returning Chibnall era director. Our first of, I believe, returning Chibnall era crew, at least officially, or as close to official as you can possibly get without it being official, I suppose. Which is nice because Ghost Monument in particular, I thought, was a really nice looking episode and had some really nice cinematic shots in there. So I'd be interested to see what he would do with this new Bad Wolf Disney budget. Always nice to see a new crew member confirmed. And obviously, whilst they have worked on the show before, they are a more recent talent, which is always nice. Russell T Davies recently spoke out about the lack of festive special this year, saying that showrunner promises fans will be staggered by 2023 festive season surprises. In an interview with former Doctor Who magazine editor Tom Spilsbury in Total TV Guide, Russell T Davies promised staggering surprises for fans during the festive season following the 60th anniversary specials. He says, "I'm sorry there's no Christmas special this year, but I absolutely promise this time next year you'll be staggered with the surprises we've got in store." Ncuti Gatwa's first full episode as the 15th Doctor will air sometime during the festive period after the 60th anniversary specials in 2023 in November. Davies seemed to hint that he'd be inclined to bring back the Christmas Day special, calling it a tradition. Oh, the joy of the first commission, Christmas Invasion 2005. It really felt like Doctor Who coming home. A family show, sitting in the heart of schedules stuffed with Pixar movies, and extra-length specials and sitcoms abroad for no good reason. It was the ultimate vote of confidence from the BBC. We immediately started planning the next Christmas special. Within 2 years, everyone was calling it a tradition. Ncuti Gatwa shared a few photos on an Instagram post of Doctor Who from a very cold night shoot in Penarth on December 17th. In one of the photos, he captured a break between takes, with several actors wrapped up in warm clothing. One of the people in the photo appeared to be wearing a Santa Claus hat. And yes, we've gone over this picture before. So yeah, Russell T Davies has been quite quiet on the Christmas Day slot. He said in Doctor Who magazine that he was planning a festive special, but he was very careful not to specifically indicate like Christmas or New Year. He said that festive is just his generic term for Christmas, New Year. But this seems to imply that he does recognise the Christmas slot in particular as a hallowed tradition of British television, and says that by this time next year we'll be full of surprises, which to me indicates anyway that obviously we'll have the 60th specials, but maybe a Christmas special around this time anyway. One can certainly hope. Mark Gatiss recently spoke out about Doctor Who, saying Doctor Who has a swing in its step with Ncuti Gatwa. Having previously penned 9 episodes for the series, Gatiss reveals what he is looking forward to most as a fan. Returning Doctor Who boss Russell T Davies has promised that his comeback will deliver lots of content with no gap years between series, and now former colleague Mark Gatiss has suggested that this regularity will be key to the show's future success. Speaking to Radio Times to promote Count Magnus, Gatiss insisted that despite having formally contributed scripts to Doctor Who and remaining friends with Davies, he's not sitting on a huge amount of insider info about the next instalment. "I don't know a thing. The only thing was, Russell came to Nolly, Davies' ITV drama, in which Gatiss plays TV entertainer Larry Grayson on the last day in Manchester, and it took us about 4 seconds for us to talk about Doctor Who. And then he showed me the regeneration from Jodie to David, and that was very exciting. So I held on to that as a little piece of the key to time for a bit." Very nice reference there, Mark. But no, I know nothing. I really know nothing. I haven't got a clue, and that's a lovely feeling to be watching as a viewer. I have no idea what the structure is, or what's happened. Who is David? He's the 14th Doctor, isn't he? So what's happened? Who's done that? The only clue is he says, "I don't know who I am anymore." With the chuckle, Gatiss added, "I suspect some kind of celestial intervention, so we can chalk him up to as one of the more suspects that Neil Patrick Harris has played classic Doctor Who villain, the Celestial Toymaker, and that he is responsible for the 14th Doctor's old/new face. Looking ahead to the show's trilogy of 60th anniversary specials starring David Tennant and Catherine Tate, and the subsequent 8-part series starring Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson, Gattu's revealed what he's most excited for as a fan. This is a mundane thing to say really, but regularity definitely. The thing that really works is for it to be on telly as much as possible. He continued, just a couple of Instagram emojis caused worldwide headlines. Isn't that marvellous? There's such a kind of, it's got a spring in its step, which just makes you very excited to watch it, and Ncuti seems just so incredibly adorable and just brimming with that kind of effervescent love of the show. Doctor Who will return with the 60th anniversary 3-part special next year on BBC One, blah blah blah, stuff we know. I completely agree with Mark Gatiss here. I think the regularity of episodes, the consistency of episodes, will be key to this new era's success, and I'm so glad. That's honestly been one of my favourite announcements from Russell for a while. It was like just we're getting yearly episodes. That was the thing that I was like, yes, thank you, Russell, no more gaps after this. Also, yeah, he seems to indicate that the Toymaker will be the villain, which I think we've all guessed by this point, and I think he knows we've all guessed that by this point. So yeah, I feel like that's basically confirmed at this point. And even though Russell T Davies said that he apologised for there being no Christmas special this year, Emily Cook has stepped in to do another tweet along this Christmas day at 7 PM. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to make it, obviously due to it being Christmas and things being busy, but personally, if I can speak personally, I don't mind too much about there not being a Christmas special this year. Don't get me wrong, it does feel slightly strange not having any form of like festive special, even New Year's this year, but it's going to be the only year where that happens. It feels like Doctor Who's content is pretty, locked in for the future, so I don't mind taking 1 year off and then everything gets going again next year. I'm more than happy with that. And I'd be interested to hear in the comments below what Christmas episodes you'd probably like to rewatch during the Christmas period, or have already done. I'm probably going to watch The Christmas Carol at some point, because that's one of my favourites. But yeah, let me know in the comments below any of your thoughts on the things we discussed today. Please like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.